Hello, and thank you for watching this tutorial on how to use the Origin Destination Time Flow Explorer. The ODT Flow Explorer is an interactive geospatial web portal that lets you extract, query, and visualize human mobility and worldwide population flows using billions of geotag tweets and SafeGraph mobility data. At the core of the Explorer is an Origin Destination Time data cube coupled with a big data computing cluster to manage, query, and aggregate billions of OD flows at different spatial and temporal scales. This app can benefit a wide range of domains that need timely access to fine-grained human mobility records. In this tutorial, I'm going to overview the main functionalities of the ODT Flow Explorer. I will go through several different examples to demonstrate some of the app's features. The study and system development are supported by the National Science Foundation, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases of the National Institutes of Health, and the University of South Carolina COVID-19 Internal Funding Initiative.
To access the ODT Flow Explorer, navigate to gis.cas.sc.edu/geoanalytics/od.html. Okay, so here is the ODT Flow Explorer. The mobility data sets available include SafeGraph-derived population flows for 2020 and 2019 at the U.S. county and U.S. state levels, and then Twitter-derived population flows for 2020 and 2019 at the U.S. county, U.S. state, world first level subdivision, and the world country region levels. So again, the geographic levels are U.S. county, U.S. state, world first level subdivision, and world country region. The four features available are to draw a Chloropleth map, draw a flow map, the option for daily cross-unit movements, and the ability to download your data. I'm going to show you the Chloropleth Map feature. This option lets you select a geographic unit, such as a county or a state or a country, and it will display its aggregated movement between other units as a Chloropleth map. For the first example, let's look at the flow into a big city leading up to COVID-19. So I'm going to stick with just SafeGraph 2020 data set and choose a U.S. county as my geographic level. So the week leading up to COVID, let's go with March 8th to the 14th. Make sure Draw Chloropleth Map is selected, and then choose my flow. So the direction of the flow, there's several different options, including inflow, outflow, and in and outflow. Inflow is the number of users or devices moving into a unit. Outflow is the number of devices or users moving from a selected unit, and in and outflow is the daily movements out in both directions. So I want to see who's traveling into a major city. So I'm going to select the inflow and then just zoom in my county and find which one I want. So New York County works. And then now we have a Chloropleth map showing aggregated inflow into New York County the week leading up to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now that I've seen this, I want to know about travel into New York County the week after. So I'm just going to change my time periods here and reselect the county. So now I'm going to have two different Chloropleth maps for inflow into New York County, so that you can see, you can toggle here to go between them to compare travel into New York County the week before and the week after COVID restrictions began. Before moving on to the next example, I'm going to clear my map, and then I'm going to reselect my parameters. So for this one, I'm going to use Twitter data, Twitter 2020 data set, and I'll choose US state as my geographic level. For this time period, I'm just going to go with the whole month of January 2020. And then I make sure the Chloropleth map option is selected and choose my direction. So for this one, let's do in and outflow. Then I choose my state, South Carolina. And here is the Chloropleth map showing in and outflow to South Carolina for the month of January. So now I want to see some worldwide population flow. I'm just going to clear my map and again choose the parameters. Remember, if you want to see worldwide level data, you have to go with the Twitter data set. So I'm going to do Twitter 2020 as my data set and choose world, country, region as my geographic level. And then I'll go with the middle of February to the middle of March as my time period. My Chloropleth map function is selected, and I will choose in and out as the direction. All right, let's look at all traffic in and out of Italy. So here's my Chloropleth map showing traffic in and out of Italy using geotag tweets. And you can even get more specific with this by using the world first level subdivision option. So I'll just clear my map and change the geographic level to world first level subdivision, which is a new feature. This feature lets you see flow of a specific region or a province of a country. So let's look at Lombardia, which was the center of the epidemic in its early days. And here is the new Chloropleth map showing the in and out flow for a specific region of Italy. The next feature I want to show you is the flow map feature. The flow map option draws origin destination flow lines on the map based on the selected data set, geographic level, and time period. With this option, you can choose an area of interest by either drawing a bounding box on the map or by seeing the full spatial coverage of the data. And you can also configure the flow direction, so inflow, outflow, and in and outflow, and choose the color of the lines. For the first flow map example, I'm going to go with Twitter 2019 as my data set. And then I'm going to stick with US County, and I'll choose just January 1st to 2nd for this one. I'm going to make sure the flow map option is selected, and then after selecting the area of interest type, which is either full extent or bounding box, B box, I'll choose the direction and configure the color I want my lines to be. So since this is a full extent, I don't need to draw the bounding box. I can just select draw flows. And this will give me all of the flow lines for the entire country for that first day of 2019. And you can see here the line width of the map is weighted based on the number of users or devices that move between the origin and the destination. For SafeGraph derived mobility data, it is important to note that for now, only aggregated device numbers greater than 20 will be displayed. Okay, so now I want to look at flows for a specific county by using the bounding box feature. So I'm going to clear my map. Then I will choose a SafeGraph 2020 data set. Select US County as my geographic level. And for this one, I'm going to go with a holiday. So how about July 4th? So check that flow map is the selected option, and then choose the B box, which is bounding box. And I'm going to choose which direction I want the flow map. So for this one, I want to see all the traffic in and out of a major city over a holiday. And then after that, I can configure my color of the lines and draw my bounding box by selecting this box icon in the upper left-hand corner of the map, and then just clicking and dragging it to draw the rectangle over the area I'm interested in. So let's go with Dallas, draw flows. Okay, so this is traffic in and out of Dallas over July 4th, 2020. So I'm going to clear my map and then one more example. I'm going to go with Twitter 2020, and then I will choose world country as my geographic region. Then for the time period, I'm just going to go with March 11th to the 21st. I choose draw flow map as my option. And then I will go with the full extent for this case, and I'll stick with in and out. I'm going to configure my line color, do red, and then draw flow. Okay, so that is worldwide traffic via geotagged tweets for March 11th through the 21st. Third option I want to show you is the daily cross-unit movement option. This feature shows the daily number of movements for a selected geographic unit and displays them as a time series chart. With this option, you have the choice between 4 directions: inflow, outflow, in and outflow, and then intraflow. Intraflow is the number of daily movements within the selected geographic unit. So, for example, the number of movements within a county or a state or a country. And actually, changing the time for this option will not matter. It's going to show you the entire year's worth of data regardless of the specific dates that you select. So to use this feature, I'm going to select my data set, and I'll go with SafeGraph 2019. The geographic level, which is US County, I'm going to choose my direction. So for this one, I want to see inflow, and then I'll select the areas on the map that I want to see. So for this chart, I'm going to choose New York City and Miami. So I'm going to select New York City. So here is a time flow map showing the inflow into New York City and Miami for the entire year of 2019. You can also compare it to the 2020 inflow. So to do this, it's really simple. You can just reselect the data set that you want to use and reselect the counties. So go back and do New York County and Miami County. And then now you can see the 2 years worth of inflow into these counties. And you can see from March, it get drastically lower and then a gradual increase in inflow as we move through 2020. Other daily cross unit movement example will utilize the Interflow Direction. So for this example, I want to see the movement within England during 2020. So I'll start by clearing my chart, and then I'll select my new data set. So Twitter 2020, my region is world country region, and then my time period, again, doesn't matter. So I've chosen daily cross unit movements as my option, selected the Interflow as my direction, and now I'm just going to go and select England. So here you can see travel within England during 2020. So for the last and the most important feature I want to show you about the ODT Flow Explorer is the ability to download mobility data as a CSV file. So downloading the mobility data allows for further analysis and integration of predictive models. And to request a data download link, you select your data set, your geographic level, you choose your time period just like normal. Then you'll select the download data and draw a bounding box to define the area that you're interested in. So I'll just do New York. And you have to choose between aggregated or daily data. From there, you can enter your email address and hit submit, and the CSV file will generate and be available for download on the app, and will also be sent to your email. If you select the aggregated option, the data file becomes a mobility matrix with the summed number of devices and users that move from origins to destinations during the selected time period. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial on how to use the ODT Flow Explorer. This app is still in the early stages of development, and as a next step, we will add mobility data aggregated for other geographic levels, including U.S. Census Tract SafeGraph data. The data sets will also be updated periodically as data becomes available. We also plan to add WebGL support, such as Kepler GL, to the system so that large dataset visualization can be handled more efficiently. REST APIs will also be added to support flexible data access and integrations with other data sources and applications. The study and system development are supported by the National Science Foundation, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, the National Institute of Health, and the University of South Carolina. For more content about this app, visit the Geoinformation and Big Data Research Laboratory at the University of South Carolina by visiting gis.cas.sc.edu/GIBD, or by visiting the Big Data Health Science Center at bigdata.sc.edu.